Welcome back to the West Ham Network for your match preview. Go hard or go home. Let's get this job done as soon as we possibly can and try our best to put this competition to rest with respect to the competition as we head into the biggest battle this weekend against Aston Villa in the Premier League. Welcome back to the West Ham Network. I'm Anton, bringing you the preview of our Europa Conference League round of 16, and we are hoping for a change of fortunes as we take on Aek Larnaca tomorrow evening. How are you feeling about this game? West Ham head into the first leg of the last 16 ties, sitting in 16th position in the Premier League table, while Larnaca are currently 2 points off top spot in the Cypriot equivalent. For a number of weeks, David Moyes has faced fierce pressure to retain his position as the current West Ham boss. A consequence of his side failing to move away from the bottom of the Premier League for much of the season. However, despite a 4-0 defeat to the hands of Brighton at the weekend, reports suggested that the hierarchy of West Ham have no intention of parting ways with David Moyes. And while survival in the top flight is the priority, West Ham are definitely not going to shy away from this competition for both the glory and the spot in next season's Europa League. European qualification, realistically not possible through the league. The short-term trajectory of the club is effectively on the line for this game tomorrow evening. Nevertheless, David Moyes will be confident on his victory on Thursday evening, with West Ham having impressively won all of our 8 European matches so far in the 22-23 campaign. Yes, you have heard me right, something we do not get very often these days. And as for Larnaca are concerned, they've already broken new ground in reaching this stage of the European competition, albeit they got relegated from the Europa League. There is an argument that that was a blessing in disguise, but they did have a more realistic chance of progression when they played Dnipro than a higher profile team in that competition when they did exit. And there were no strangers to Dnipro, having played them in the Europa League qualifiers, and a late goal in the home leg proved enough to come through 1-0 on aggregate. Despite that success, it should be noted that Larnaca have won just 2 of their 8 European games from September onwards, while they have collected just 4 points from as many matches in the Cypriot top tier since February the 2nd. Let me get into a little bit of team news regarding Larnaca. Now, we know we're not going to know too much about them, so tomorrow, make sure you do join in when we give you all you need to know about Aek Larnaca ahead of the game. But Larnaca do have a boss. The boss is called Jose Luis Ultra, and he will be forced into 2 changes for this game. Angel Garcia and Pierre Pons both are serving bans for 3 yellow cards. They have another player called Nicholas Inglozo, who is in the line to deputise at left back, while Rafael Mamas may get the nod in central midfield. Now, the manager Ultra must decide whether to stick with the typical 4-4-2 formation, which earned victory over a team in the Cypriot League. I'm not even going to pronounce their name, or revert to a more defensive-minded formation. This will be an interesting to see the formation that they go for. Now, it looks like Moyes probably may rotate his West Ham starting 11. We've got Creswell, Fornal, Scamacca, all likely potentially to be recalled. Kurt Zouma will be assessed after coming through 21 minutes as a substitute at the weekend after a 6-week layoff, while Flynn Downs could add flesh legs into the midfield. We've seen the training videos. We've seen Max Cornet is in full training with the squad, and there are several players there. Kira is back as well. Sifal back, potentially back as well. So it's going to make for interesting reading come the team. But what we do know is when it comes to the goalkeeper, Areola will deputise in there. But there's an opportunity for mixing it up with some of the current squad that are currently playing in the Premier League to the Europa League Conference League squad. You will notice that in the Europa Conference League that you do and have had more success this season. However, we have not played for such a long time in this competition, but it's a much needed distraction. We all know this is a much needed distraction, 100%, and we need to make sure that this counts. We absolutely need to get this job done. That's why I've said go hard or go home, because what's the point in being in the competition if you're not going to try and get the victory over the line as quickly as you possibly can. We travel to Cyprus. We've got a few hours on a flight out there. We've got a few hours coming back. You want to get that job as early done as you possible. And then if you have gone reasonably strong, rest those players in preparation for the Villa game at the weekend. Scamacca, will he feature? Should he feature? Yes, he should feature. Get some game time, get a bit of regular game time, get the feeling for playing on the football park again, and get himself prepared for the game coming up at the weekend. Ben Rama, a player that's had a lot of success in Europe for West Ham and had a lot of success for West Ham in general this season. You know, one of our I think he's our highest top goal scorer this season as well. So players like him want to play these games. Declan Rice always puts his name forward to play in all these games, want to play in these ties as well. We'll be out there. The sun will be shining. The West Ham fans will be there in numbers. We do and have seen that there are tickets still available. So if you haven't already, jump onto the West Ham website. You can get yourself in with a ticket. I know there's a bit of controversy over some of the ticket situation as well, but you can get yourself out there to a European game. Why not get yourself over to Cyprus if you, of course, can afford it? Because I know it's tough times just now, but we need to go out there, get the job done. And I've said it all season long, we need that momentum. We need that consistency. And at some point, I thought that was coming, especially after the Nottingham Forest win. But losing to Brighton in the manner that we did has really highlighted to me where West Ham are this season. And we are probably gradually going to pick up the odd point here, there, and everywhere, and an odd victory here, there, and everywhere. But I'm hoping that Larnaca can just give us another boost, another push forward, which is what we so desperately need. Because we're coming into this game against Aston Villa before we take on Larnaca in the home leg next week. And then we have a break because we have the international break. We're supposed to be playing Manchester City, but that game, of course, has been postponed until a later date. This game is key. Get it done, get through it safely, and focus on the game against Aston Villa at the weekend. What's your predictions? Put your predictions in the comments section below for the game. Listen, with all due respect, we have to always respect the opposition. But I think this game has potentially come at the right time for us. A time to focus, a time to reset. We always feel like every single game that happens, but after that Brighton game, my word, we need a reaction. We don't just want a reaction in the Europa Conference League, but we want a reaction in the Premier League as well. But we need to go all guns blazing in this game. And we need to get the victory over the line as quickly as we possibly can. I think West Ham are going to turn up tomorrow evening and want to put that ball into the back of the net and get the confidence of scoring goals again. And I think we will. I think we'll convert our chances. I think we'll see run-outs from some of the players we've desperately needed this season, and that may change the way we feel going in against Aston Villa. We have to respect the opposition, but understand what league they do play in comparison to the Premier League when it comes to Aston Villa at the weekend. But on that note, I'm going to go for West Ham to score quite a few goals, actually, to be honest. I think I'm going to go for a 4-1 West Ham away victory. Get the tie done nice and early. Go into the home leg, feeling a little bit more comfortable, resting some of the players, giving some of the younger players a chance to shine if they can, and get the job done. If you are new around here and you've not subscribed to our channel, this is what you need to do. Hit that subscribe button now. We're on the march towards 20,000 subscribers. Hit the thumbs up, leave a comment, give us your honest feedback as well. Thank you very much for watching. That is your short, sharp, straight to the point match preview. Go hard, or of course, go home. And as we always say at the end of these shows, come on, you bloody Irons.